Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays, bitches. Oh my God. I'm so excited to bring our annual Christmas show. And by I mean our, I mean mine and yours. Welcome to the Girl Stop Talking Christmas special. I am dressed according to theme and occasion as one of Santa's slutty little helpers. So I hope you're watching this on YouTube because I might even unzip this later. I'm trying something a little different. I'm going freehand mic today to see how I can get the audio to work. Thank you for bearing with me. I know the audio's kind of been here and there on some episodes. I don't like having the stand because honestly, it gets right in the way of the rack and like the girls be looking good. So that in my room is so echoey. I'm working on it. Okay. Bear with me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I have a very fun episode for you guys today. We're 2 days away from Christmas. I hope you're having a good Monday. I hope you guys honestly hope you aren't working. If you are working, I hope this makes it better for you. I also drink a Celsius and I'm on my second coffee for the day. So if I'm talking really fast, that's probably why. Okay, let's calm down. The last 2 years on Christmas, I did like a sexy Christmas holiday. I think last year's was holiday hoeing, and that was just kind of like hoe stories, ways to spice it up for the holiday in your relationships and things of that sort. And this year, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and do something fun. And what is more fun than listening to people's shitty holiday stories and or drama? We love a drama sesh, okay? And I polled you guys on my social media to write into the show of what your horrible holiday traumas are all about. And we did get a handful. Before we pop in to the meaty part of the episode, I wanted to hit you guys with some updates for the pod. Oh my God, it's so hard not to tell you. I'm literally so fucking excited. I have felt high on life. I had no idea what my direction was going to be for the podcast next year. And I'm probably going to say this again this episode and again next week's episode, but I have concluded a full year of weekly episode drops for the show. The show has grown by like 26% or something. I posted those stats on my Instagram. We have more followers, not just here, but on YouTube. Side note, if you are not following on YouTube, please pause, click the link in this episode and just go hit subscribe to the YouTube channel. You don't have to listen, you don't have to watch, just support your girl any way you can by subscribing. Each one helps. Also, doing a little admin. If you have not written a review for the podcast, you can go on Apple Podcasts. I believe you can do it on Spotify now. Or you can just go comment under one of the episodes, whichever episode you like on YouTube. All of those little things help the show grow and push and monetize the content forward. So please, please, please take a second, click the links in the episode description of this bio, and go support your girl. Girl, stop talking. I'm not even like drunk. I've just been like drinking. Hey bitches, are you ready? Are you still talking? Girl, stop talking. I totally spaced because I got into admin mode. I have huge news for January, so keep an eye out for the end of January for the start of season 2. I will be dropping a couple episodes in January, but it may not be a full month. I got to take a couple weeks to just get organized, and I'm going to do my best to get right back into the weekly content with a huge announcement that I cannot wait for. I wish I could tell you guys right now, but I want it to be a surprise. I have so much planned for next year, and the show is going places. I know I said that last year. However, next week's episode will be a episode, like a New Year's resolution episode. I don't really want to call it resolutions, but we're going to do some goal setting. We're going to set intentions for the new year. And that will be an episode that you will also be able to listen to and get some guidelines on how you can set your own intentions for the new year and have, you know, basically reach your goals. I'm going to do it for the show. I did it last year. I'm going to do it again. And we're just going to continue manifesting the life we want to live. Okay. So now let's get into this episode. We're going to start off quickly with a sip of coffee as if I needed more. We're going to start off with some pet peeves that people wrote in about the holidays. Okay, first off, snowbirds. You know what's so funny about this is us Arizona residents like to say we hate when snowbirds come around because like they just suck at driving, but let's be so for real, girl. The driving sucks all year round. I think we got to start taking some accountability for that one. The gig is up. Okay? We are just shitty drivers. Christmas music everywhere. Okay, girl, don't be grumpy. This is what I will say. If you were going to field like a retail space or like a bar or a restaurant or something like that where you cannot control the music and you're literally listening to it on a loop, I can agree. Dislike, do not like that. However, that is just not my place anymore. I'm not that person. I'm not in that field. And the one thing I will say is the second Halloween is over, my son puts Christmas music everywhere. Literally in the mornings, we're singing and like it's cute. I will say he really gets me in the Christmas spirit. And I found myself listening to Christmas music like when he's not around. You know what I was thinking too last night? That Sabrina Carpenter is doing her Netflix Christmas special, and oh God, her voice is just iconic. I love that she can hit all these high notes and she sounds like so girly and gorgeous, but then her actual regular voice is kind of like raspy phone sex vibes, which I relate to a lot because I have a raspy voice. I am not a singer though, girl. No, no. That is nonsense. How many winks? Okay, every time I wink in this episode, take a sip. Take a sip of your coffee if you're drinking. Take a sip because I think we're 3 for 3 now. I think Sabrina Carpenter needs to come out with a legit Christmas album because the stuff that I have seen from her, I know it's kind of like funny and like play on words and stuff, but honestly, iconic. I truly feel like she could step up the queen of Christmas. The next one I have is people who don't like Christmas music. So you two would clearly not get along. That's hilarious. When my ex calls every year. This sounds toxic, not gonna lie. The only reason my ex calls, well, actually, they don't because half of them can't legally. And that should just say enough about that. Why was your ex still calling you? That's what I want to know. I need some context here. Like, is she hitting you up for money? Are you sharing an animal? Is she the animal? This was a guy that wrote this in. Usually I feel like it would be guys. Like, does she just get too drunk and leaves you voicemails? Like, what is the full story of this? I feel like we're missing some context here that would be great to have. PC people bending over backwards to be inclusive by saying happy holidays. Okay, just trying to stay woke. I got it. I get that. Like people who aren't religious. I don't know. For me, like I grew up religious, but I've never and like I'm not like a church goer anymore. I mean, I'll save you the context of my relationship to God, but I don't think of like Christmas as related to religion. And I like grew up going to church. So I don't know. Like I get it. Like it stems from like religious communities, but for me, it's just like about love and magic and the spirit and giving, like not being selfish and doing stuff for other people. Like that's kind of how I resonate. So I always say Merry fucking Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas and a good night. Next, lastly, having to buy a gift for someone just because they bought one for you. This is giving people pleasing energy. We need to separate ourselves from that. You absolutely do not have to buy a gift from someone. And like, how do you know that they bought you a gift? Are you like are they talking about it? Is it just like this expectation? Like, oh, I know they're going to buy me something. I have to get them something. I get it. I feel the same way because I'm like a giver. I like to like show my love by gifting and giving. I get like so much happiness from like having someone open my gift and it's like curated to them or it's like meaningful or something like that. But listen, this is how I feel about it this year. This year, I threw a holiday party, a very small get together, and I invited my friends. And basically, I'm like, if you don't come, you're not getting a gift. Like, this is my gift to you. I'm throwing a holiday party. We're doing a gift exchange. And that way, like, all of my friends could have came and they all could have gotten a gift and they could have received a beautiful YouTube karaoke moment, memory, everlasting memory for the rest of their life. But if they didn't come and they give me a gift, I will gladly accept. Do not even fret. I'd be like, girl, thank you so much. You should have came to my party. Merry fucking Christmas. I think another one too is to take a sip every time you hear me say Merry Christmas. Ready, set, go. I also asked everybody on Instagram to write in anonymously a horrible holiday story, advice, experience, or I even said if you wanted to pretend like something crazy happened to you and want me to throw it in here, we can do that too. I just realized that the person who wrote in for the pet peeve, that was when my ex calls me every year. That person also wrote in the full story. So I was literally saying, we need context, we need the story. Well, I have it for you guys. So here we go. Long story short, I have this ex and we were together for about 3 years. It was a are we getting married or not kind of ending. I knew I wasn't ready to get married, and I feel like there were traits or qualities she didn't quite have that I was looking for. But of course, the sex was and is amazing. Sounds like you still be answering those phone calls. Just for clarity, I'm talking, she's really the only one that has been able to make me come multiple times. She expressed many, you make me come so hard, etc. She has expressed many times, you make me come so hard, etc. The physical aspect has always been there. I'm sure you get the point, sparing the details. Well, we've been broken up for close to 5 years, and both sets of our families live in Phoenix, so we always see each other around Christmas and, of course, fuck each other's brains out. There has also been a time where we are overlapping in Chicago and basically had an amazing night there. I've been in and out of relationships, and so has she. But she's been dating this guy for 2 years and they just got engaged over Thanksgiving. Well, guess who texted me the other day asking if we were going to meet up over the holidays again? Oh my God, the tea. This is a good story. Oh, he says their name. Yep, his ex. I'm trying to unfog my moral compass here, but do the right thing. I almost feel like I get strung along and start to get emotionally attached, and then wham, the holidays are over. These aren't just fuck dates. We stay at the Princess Hotel, we get massages, actually spend time with each other. Anyways, I know the guy and I do not like him at all. I'm almost certain he's emotionally and verbally abusive towards her. I feel like I shouldn't get involved there. Do I give up the best fuck of my life and tell her no. Tatum, help me. Well, Merry Christmas. The tea is hot. Wow. What a solid way to start off this holiday drama. Here's what I have to say. You said it yourself that, well, this was a while ago. Back when you guys were dating, there were qualities that she didn't have to allow you to continue it forward. And unfortunately, because of that, she also wasn't ready to wait. I mean, you guys were only together for 3 years. I know typically that's when these conversations are being had, but 3 years, I still feel like you're still learning things about people. So I totally can understand and validate why you didn't feel like maybe you were ready or that she didn't have these qualities. Again, I don't know what was going on in the relationship. Now, we get to the drama of the episode. I'm sure it's easy to fall back into having wild, crazy, amazing sex with this ex because you guys have obviously known each other for almost a decade now and you're comfortable with each other. Like you were together for 3 years. You've been doing this hello Christmas fuck for the last 5, I think you said. And it's comfortable. You guys know each other's bodies. Like, I totally get that. However, I would never recommend to knowingly hook up with someone who has made commitments and is in a committed relationship, regardless of what you think the relationship is like. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's wild that she is getting engaged, she's engaged to this guy that she's been with for 2 years, but she's still hitting you up, wanting to, like, being in town, wanting to fuck. Like, if she's engaged to this guy, why isn't he coming in town with her? Or is like, does this go even deeper? Like, I almost want to know, is she bringing him like to come hang out with the parents and then she's gonna like slip away to come see you? That is wild. And I think you would be inviting a lot of karma and negativity into your life. It's definitely wrong for her to be reaching out. Listen, you're going to do whatever you want to do. You obviously, the other side of that, you don't have ties to this other guy. You're not responsible to make decisions on her behalf. So if you're asking me what I would do, I wouldn't knowingly cheat or be like the other person and hook up with someone if they were in a committed relationship. I think we've all been there, regardless of whether or not the relationship was healthy, and knowing that once the shit like hits the fan, because it always does, kind of like fucking up someone's life like that. And here's the thing, if he's verbally and physically abusive, she's putting herself in a dangerous position. I don't even know how she's going to get the opportunity to slide your dick inside of her. Okay. Thanks for sharing. That was juicy. Okay, next. My worst New Year's celebration is not the usual family drama that you would think. It was supposed to be a skiing trip with 5 to 6 friends 20 years ago. Everything was booked: hotel, the bus tickets, access cards to the slopes, everything. Or so I thought. One by one, the friends backed out of the whole trip. I was hell bent on getting some snowboarding done, so I ended up going alone. How bad could it be, right? So I get there and I realize the slopes are all beginner level, which means 3 to 4 minutes of active snowboarding and 20 minutes of waiting in line for lifts to take me back up. And all the riding was terrible with too many people everywhere. Evenings were spent eating alone, expensive restaurants with other tables looking at me like I was a tumor for dining alone. So New Year's Eve arrives. Since my whole gang was not there, no reservation at any restaurant was ever made. Everything was booked by other people months in advance. So I was alone and very sober in my hotel room, eating vending machine chocolate bars, watching some shopping network channel on the TV, and passed out at 11 o'clock and missed all of the fireworks. Never traveled with any of these friends again after that. No, that sucks. I hate that a solo trip was not fun and invigorating, but I could totally understand, like, for such a massive holiday, you really have to like plan some of those things in advance. Also, when I was reading this, I was thinking, like, isn't it so funny how, like, myself, I would like romanticize this. Like, it's New Year's Eve. I'm going to go hit the slopes and there's going to be cocktails and fires and sexy guys. And I'm going to be alone and find a man and have this romance and have a New Year's kiss and a new boyfriend. Like, and then you're like, no, I was literally sitting at home, missed the fireworks. Nothing was open. There was no food. I was starving. It was cold. Man, I'm so sorry. I think technically, I don't think it was your friend's fault. I mean, they all did back out. You wanted to have this solo experience. So obviously, I can tell, like, obviously you're a man because there was no planning involved in the New Year's Eve event. Like, any woman would not go into New Year's Eve without a plan, even if people bailed on her, just saying. All right. I went to my dad's girlfriend's family's house and I walked in and there was music blasting and I had to awkwardly watch my very drunk dad dance with his girlfriend's sisters, legit shaking his ass and everything. And I was mortified, and his girlfriend didn't seem pleased. I mean, kind of cute. Like, your dad, parents, they deserve to have fun too, you know? I thankfully have never been in that situation before, but my dad has many girlfriends, and I could totally see something like this happening. Okay, literally, if you're watching, damn, my tits, like, girl, they about to fall out of this thing. I'm sure I'm going to get some racy comments about that. Okay. Another one was I went to Vermont with my ex and his family for Christmas. The worst part was I knew I was going to break up with him after the holidays because I fell out of love with him. And I didn't want to do it before the holiday. And that's all I could think of the whole time. We also lived together and we broke up. And we broke up after 3 months. Do not recommend it. Yikes. This really sucks. Here's the thing. Like, I know I've been in positions like this before where it's like you have all these events or these plans, and you're like to the end of your relationship, and you're like, oh, fuck. And you're like sitting there talking with your girlfriends. I don't think I want this. I don't think I want to be with him, XYZ. And then you're like, oh, but we have this coming up. Or, we have these plans to do this really fun thing. Like, it's already paid for. We live together. It's going to be hard. We split bills. I'm going to have to uproot my life or find a roommate. And this is what I have to say to that. It's all just stuff. Okay. You're still going to plan fun trips. Still know how to live alone. You know how to pay your bills. You know how to pack up boxes. But why put yourself in a situation that is extremely uncomfortable where you're like sitting there, like getting the ick? Oh my God. You're like, I know I want to break up with him after this. Oh my God, look at, he's wearing that again. Or like, he thinks he's so funny, just making all these jokes. And then you guys are obviously not having sex because if you're that far or like in your head, that's not happening. Or you're so in your head that you have to like black out so that you don't have to remember having sex with it. Oh, 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Absolutely not. All right, I got a couple more. Let's see how this goes. Okay. My birthday is 7 days after Christmas. For Christmas, I was given a card. Taped inside was 10 quarters. All it said was Grandma. No Merry Christmas, no Love Grandma. And 7 days later, for my 18th birthday, I received another card from my grandma. In fact, it was the same card, obviously part of a box of 20 or so. Inside, 10 more quarters. Total given to me for Christmas and my birthday, $5 in quarters. Fine. She's elderly. Maybe she can't afford to get lavish gifts. Nope. My little sister got a Barbie dream house for Christmas, and my 5-year-old cousin got a brand new PS2. This was the Christmas they came out. I was shafted. I don't know that term. Then, to add more insult to injury, when my cousin broke that PS2 by pouring a juice box onto it and shoving a cookie in the disc reader, she bought him a new one for his birthday in February. Your grandma just does not like you. I don't know what you did. I don't know what your parents told her. She has a vendetta. It sounds like you're the oldest. It's all making sense now. She has a vendetta against you. She's like, I am not entertaining this. They have 2 other children. We'll see how the other 2 go. This one's funny. Me and my partner and our daughter all came down with neurovirus Christmas Day. I'm assuming that's like some sort of like stomach flu. I was first in the morning I was first in the morning in between opening gifts and the extended family arriving for their Christmas dinner. My partner went down. About 2 hours later, our daughter hit later that day. I was sitting having a morning coffee and pastry, and suddenly I had to run off and projectile vomit. The extended family arrived and then went home without any dinner, and we spent most of the day laying around groaning, running back and forth to the bathroom. My birthday is the day after Christmas, so I had to cancel my birthday party too. It took me 3 years to be able to drink coffee and eat pastries again, and now I have a fear of illness ruining Christmas Day every year. Ooh. Oh man. Last holiday drama. When I was about 12, my parents got into a fight at one of those Christmas tree lots. And so it was decided that there would be no Christmas tree in our house this year. Christmas Eve rolls around, and my dad is clearly upset that there is no tree. He leaves the house around 2 p.m. We all know he is headed to the bar. No big deal. Except it starts to get late. We make a ham and all the trimmings, wait until about 9 p.m. and then eat. 10 p.m., no dad. 11 p.m., no dad. My mom calls the bar to check on when he is coming home, and they say he left hours ago. Seriously starting to worry that something horrible happened to my dad on Christmas. My mom decides to go look for him while my brother, sister, and I try to get some sleep. Around midnight, we hear the garage door open. Then a horrible crunching sound. My brother, who at the time is around 6, starts yelling, "Santa!" and runs around the house. Not Santa, just Dad. Dad drags a sad-looking tree into the house. It's dropping pine needles everywhere, branches broken all over it. Tries to set it up in our living room using a stand, but the base is too long. So he goes to the garage to get the rustiest looking handsaw I've ever seen. Tries to cut the base, proceeds to almost sever 2 of his fingers. He rushed to the emergency room with my mom where they're able to reattach his fingers. Oh my God. Wake up Christmas morning to an almost naked tree propped against the wall with blood everywhere. Oh, and that horrible crunch I mentioned, he drove his car into the garage while the tree was strapped to the top, breaking the garage door. Wait, this is like iconic. Saved Christmas, saved the tree, saved the fingers. I feel like this is a win-win. I just want to thank everyone for writing in, because I wanted to do something different, because I feel like this doesn't really get talked about a whole lot. Like, we want to have this like Hallmark holiday, when reality there's like all this pressure around the holidays, people having to spend extra money, like things are expensive, have to see family members you don't like, you're having personal family drama. And so I think hopefully we can all just laugh together at everybody else's holiday drama and not have to worry about our own so much. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's Christmas special. Merry fucking Christmas. I will see you next week for our intention setting, new year, same me, beach episode. Merry fucking Christmas, bitches. And goodbye.
Are you still talking? Girl, stop talking.